of nutrition, sports injury management, and other parts like physio and all. Some type of doctor on the spot, he can give some first aid too. So this all we must learn. It is time for us to learn something out of those lectures. And again, for Psy coaches, it is being monitored by higher level how many people are attending the classes. So you all, please, I know you are very sincere, you all attending the classes, but still it's my duty to remind you all. Now we will start our class, that is biomechanical application of classical lift. It will be taken by Mr. Pandian. He will start his class. Pandian, please start.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to all. Today's our topic is the biomechanical applications in classical lift, that is snatch, clean, and jerk. So we will see the few factors regarding this.
Yeah, Pandian, please
Right.
start.
Yes, sir. It is sharing. Screen is sharing, sir.
Okay, okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So we'll see the few factors, the laws, forces, the velocity, kinematic chain, the barbell trajectory, everything we will discuss in this class. And I will show you some link also where they are applying this biomechanical applications in order to enhance the performance and reduce the injuries in the sports. So first we are going to see about the Newton's law, then the lever action, then kinematic chain of the lifter, then barbell trajectory, then trajectory and horizontal displacement in snatch, clean, and jerk, then the height of the lift in snatch, clean, relation to the lifter's height, clean phase and its elements, analysis of force and velocity in snatch, and the link come across. First we will see the foremost thing is the Newton's law. Where how will you apply this thing in our weightlifting? So first law is law of inertia. A body will maintain its states of rest or linear motion unless a net external force acts on it. So when we relate it to the weightlifting, we see that in the weightlifting, we can see the barbell will stay on the platform unless the lifter applies a significant larger force on the inertia. So inertia is something the bar or weight is placed in the platform, in the center of the platform, is in the state of rest. So in order to move this thing, the bar, the mass which is in the platform, we have to apply some greater force that is required. If it is 100 kg, we have to apply more than that force. We will see the force in the later this class. So we have to apply larger force than that in order to raise the bar from the platform. That is the break the inertia. Then it comes a law of acceleration. You see, the acceleration of a system will directly proportional to the applied force, assuming the mass remain constant. Mass in the sense, our body mass is remain constant, barbell mass is remain constant. It is mathematically stated that force is equal to mass into acceleration. The force is equal to mass into acceleration. In a lift, the mass of the lifter and the bar remains the constant. So the greater force application relates in greater acceleration. So where we create in order to create maximum force, the acceleration we create that is the power portion to the explosion where we do from the power portion, it is the where we create the acceleration more. Then the law of action and reaction. So every action force is met with equal and opposite reaction. So good example of this thing is the lifter is executing a jerk. There are many examples, but I will state one. So lifter attempts to execute the jerk by dipping. When he goes the dipping, he applies for some force in his leg, then he will just rebound that. The action he will take and reaction, the force will be transmitted through his ankle, knee and the hip. But the one thing is that the dipping, the hip and shoulder should move downward in the same line as a result. Because as we see, somebody is dipping, their knee is going across the toe line. So in that case, the movement of hip, the angle in the hip should not vary as it does when the hip, you are going down and you are throwing your knee joint over the your toe joint. So here you go down straight towards your hip and shoulder, hip and knee should be flexion. Then the bar goes upward directly. So this is where we create the force and this is the transmitter. Then we come across the lever action. The lever action plays a major role. Type 3 lever is part of weightlifting. You can see that the skeleton and muscular system work together to move your body parts. Some of the body parts can thought as simple as machines or liver. The definition, you see the liver is a mechanical device which produces turning action about an axis. So how we relate it to our weightlifting, you can see a rigid bar which turns around a fixed point is called fulcrum or axis. In human body, the rigid bar is bone and fulcrum or axis is your joint. Then the main force operating on the lever provided by muscle. That is the force, effort, your power. This is provided by the muscle. Action operating of the lever is resisted by weight. That is the resistance or weight or load that you are going to lift. When we see here, the distance from the forces to axis is called the force arm. You can see here I have shown the example, the axis in the center. The distance from the axis to the force is called the force arm. And distance from resistance to the axis is called the resistance arm. Then depending upon the relative position of force, axis and resistance, the lever can be classified into 3 types. In the first order, the axis comes in between, as we see in the diagram, the slide, you can see the hammer plucking the nail, the fulcrum, the axis in the center, and you are putting some effort. And you can see the same as scissor, you are putting some effort, and the fulcrum, you are trying to cut the paper or any material through your scissor. In the left side, you can see some person is going down, and another person on the opposite side, you can see there is resisting, and you are also applying some force to make him up. When you come for the second lever, in the lever, second lever order, the resistance lies in between the fulcrum and the point of application of force. You can see in the right side, some person is lifting that weight, the fulcrum and the load is in the center. The person is apply the force the upward direction. So here, the second lever order, the load applies or resistance point lies in the center of the between the resistance and force arm. The third type lever is directly, we can see in weightlifting, in sports, we can directly apply it. You can see here a biceps curl, he is doing the resistance, the axis, as we have discussed earlier this, see there it is said that the bone are the rigid bar and the axis is the fulcrum is the axis. So this is the center point, the axis is the joint. You can see the biceps is the force. It is in the center. Above you can see the A part, the axis, force and the resistance. The resistance is you are lifting the weight against the gravity. Against the gravity, you are lifting the weight. You are doing while doing the biceps curl. But it is not only in the case of this biceps curl. You can relate. You can see when during the heel raise, the axis will be your ankle joint, but the force which applies to raise the ankle is your gastrocnemius or calves, you can say. So that is a keen example we can give regarding this type 3 lever. Then we come across the kinematic chain of the athlete. So here you can see in the slide, there is A, the downward you can say, the center, you can see here, this is the A is the ankle joint, K is the knee joint, and this is the S is the shoulder joint. This is the lever, the kinematic chain where you have to open and close, and you can see the direction also where it is given. Here you can see then the L1 is the lever arm of muscle, then L2 and L3. Then here you can see the G is the barbell weight, which has to go vertically upward. The path will be the difference. We'll discuss it. Then GA, you can see here, it's a GA, it is a weight force, and GK and GH, it is a weight force. It's purely rest on, you can see here, it is the transmit of force, the kinematic chain where the force is transmitted from knee, hip, ankle, knee, hip, and to the shoulder, and to your shoulder, wrist, and you are receiving the weight during the exercises. You can see here GA is your weight force, GK and your GH, where we create the maximum force and give the movement, the upward movement to the bar. Then FR is the reaction force. So here you can see the reaction force of the ankle, knee and hip. So in kinematic chain, what happens? You create the force, you transmit the force through your ankle, knee, hip, shoulder to your wrist in order to increase the barbell height. So this is our motive, is to increase the barbell height and break the inertia, create the acceleration. In each phase, you will see that the transmit of force is being carried out. The lever, you can connect it to lever. When you, the starting position, you can, then you break the inertia. You can see the knee work as a lever, the joint axis is your knee, and your quadriceps is the force which is applying to in order to increase, lift the weight, break the inertia from the platform. Likewise, you have to relate each and each movement. You can see the explosion, the heel raise you do, then you can see your ankle joint is the axis and your gastrocnemius is the force which is in the center, which creates the force. The factor which affects this thing, factor which constitute this kinematic change, is strongly determined by the structure of body and the movement of the bar. How the movement structure, what is your body structure of the person, what is the technique and the movement of the bar, how he is moving his upper body, or he is opening his joint perfectly or clearly, perfectly to the angle which is required as per the rational technique, and the movement of the bar. So both should be in a coordinated way in order to get the kinematic chain correctly. If you are not, during the explosion, if you are not opening your knee joint perfectly or to the maximum extended, you can say it is 180 degree maximum extent, you are not doing, means you are not transmitting the force upward which is being created from the ground to the upward to the bar. Then the determined factor, it depends on the length of the bone and muscle active parts of the kinematic chain. Then depends on the muscle fiber type also. Fast twitch fiber is purely required for the weightlifting in order to create what the contraction of the muscle will be very much faster than activity of the neuromuscular system. The signal which is sent by the brain through the your spine to the your muscle, the signal should be very much fast contracted. Then the factor determine the quality of performance of components, which is the for the kinematic chain, as we discussed, the transmit, if you are not opening your knee joint during the explosion, that means you are not transmitting. It purely depends on the personal technique, the skill of the person's technique, who is applying or doing the weightlifting skill. All the above factors determine the individual characteristics of the lifter, because then there are no two person of the same structure or same movement, or because of the flexibility and mobility in joints, it may differ, but we have to understand the physical characteristic of the person, and we have to modify the training program, likewise training structure. Then we come across the barbell trajectory, which we can see here. It is, everyone know the rational trajectory is the elongated S. So this is where we see and learn that after the first phase, the V1, it's from the starting to the, this is the vertical, this is the vertical line of the bar. Then this is the path which we do the weightlifting. So theory states, as much the bar is nearer to the elongated S will be there, the path, but it should, the deviation, the horizontal displacement should not be more in order to perform better or excellence in technique. Then we can see here, there is a, in between V1 and V2 is the transition phase. This is where we do this amortization phase is there. This is the preparatory. Then we go for the explosion. This is the three major phase we have to see. The V1, it is the starting position and up to the your first pull. How much the horizontal displacement is there, we will see in next slide. Then V2 is the your explosion and you are gaining the maximum height of the bar to the this one. Next we see the left side, you can see it's a trajectory of snatch. You can see here from the starting position to the first pull, and the above you can see the throw and catch. You can see there is some difference of centimeter are there, 8 to 10 centimeter. You can see as much, very lesser, it should be 8 to 10 centimeter. And when you give the explosion and going for the squat under, you can see the barbell height, there is a displacement of 3 to 4 centimeter. It is advisable because as much it is closer to the vertical line, you can control the weight with your own muscle. Then As you can see in the right side of the slide, you can see here, there is a comparison of two trajectory of the snatch and your clean. You can see here, the difference is how much the difference. You can see here, the difference is a 8 centimeter, it is given, and is a 3 centimeter. And the clean, you can see 7 centimeter and 2 centimeter, because there is a change in the length of the grip of the person. The clean, it will be much closer than compared to the snatch. Then next slide, you can see here, it is the height of the lifter in clean, snatch and clean. So here, as a coach, we have to see whether the height of the lifter, how much height we have to lift. We say, normally we see coaches telling them pull maximum height, maximum height, maximum height. So there is a conservation of energy we need required to do the competition or in the training. We have to apply only that much of force which is required to gain the maximum height. So there is the question arises, what will be the height of the bar, where it should go, how much it should go. So some research by Mr. Varabayev, he has given stated here, you can see the height of the bar in snatch and clean, and in your jerk also in my right side. So in the right side of the screen, you can see here, there is a, because it differs with the lifter to lifter, the arm length may be there, the height of the lifter may be there, your leg length may be there. So the height may vary, but the average weight, average height, what they are given is the 73.5. That is enough for a lifter to perform a snatch perfectly, the technique. So here you can see this side, it is the sitting height. You can see the sitting height. That is also some varies. You can see 62 to 70%, and the average is 66%. And this is a descent where after you gain the maximum height, this is the receiving point where you receive the barbell. That is the 7.5%. This is in the snatch. If you are gaining maximum up to your 73.5 or 74%, that is enough for a lifter to achieve or do the snatch perfectly. As you see in the clean, it is the 40%, because the receiving height in snatch and in clean is differs. Because there you have straighten your arm, here you are only receiving in your clavicles and your shoulders. So it is the only 60% or 55%. You say short limbs, long torso. You can see here the percentage of height will vary, because the short limbs means you have to gain only 55% of your height to receive a clean. That is enough for the doing it perfectly. Then you can see here the descent also differs in snatch, in clean, because the receiving height is very much lower than the snatch. So here the percentage is 44%, and here you can see it is the 66%. So the variation is, you can see 40 to 48% depend on the peculiarity of the lifters and his anatomical structure. Then here you can see this is the point where the bar stands, and you go down dipping, it is up to the 10% of your lifter's height. As we see, as we have learned that it is 1/3 of your height, or 10% of your 1/3 of squat position, or 10% of your height. So you can see here the dipping also is 10% of height. You have to go down in order to create the maximum force or explosion. You have to go there. Here you can see 8.3% to 11.5%. Again, it varies with the lifter to lifter. And here you can see the maximum height you have to gain for the snatch, perfect jerk. It is 16% of your height, because you are raising the heel, you will may about reach the 5% of your height. Again, you are raising your heel and up to the forehead. You can see here 16% of the height you can reach, and you can go in the split position and receive the weight perfectly in order to do the clean jerk. Then you can see the height of the snatch is the 60 as we discussed, 68 to 78%. On average it is 73.5. because I'm telling this because it is not clear in that slide. In clean you can see 55% to 65% on average, 60% of the height. The downward trajectory of the bar depends on the lifter's height and peculiarity of the lifters and the hand spacing. In snatch you can see that the heavier category lifters, they hold it very widely. because of the length of the arm. So the descent also differs with that. You can see the bar descent 5 to 9% on the average and 7.5% in average in the snatch, and clean you can see it is the 16%. The height of the fixation in snatch is 62%. Mean average is 62 to 70 and mean is 66%. In clean 40 to 48% and mean is 44% of the lifter's height. So in order to do a perfect snatch or clean or jerk, you can follow this take it as a guidelines, we can see, but it can be analyzed through various means that will come across next. When we see here the muscle work during some phases, it is in the clean. During these phases, you can see that in the starting position and when you break the inertia, the muscle is doing the concentric work. It is based on the motive elements of the clean. You can see the opening of hip joint there. In that also, you are doing the concentric work. When the placing the knee under the bar, this is where the first pull to amortization you are doing. You can see the eccentric and concentric movement. One muscle is doing eccentric, another muscle is doing the concentric work. You can take the hamstring group. When going down, the hamstring group of muscle is doing the concentric work, and your quadriceps is doing the eccentric work. The both are the contraction only. So there is one theory also that shortening and stretching cycle is there. In order to create the maximum force, the stretching and contracting. So here the eccentric movement and concentric movement, we can create the maximum force. If, for example, you can take the vertical jump. Vertical jump, what you do in order to gain the maximum height or give reach the maximum height, what you do? You go downward. You go downward and you open the knee. That same thing, the force is applied. The force is transmitted through your limbs, your leg, ankle, knee, and you are gaining the max. You are contracting. So going downward, you are doing some eccentric movement in your quadriceps. Then you are contracting maximally the quadriceps. Then you are gaining the height. This is the same theory we have to apply in snatch, clean, and jerk also. Because unless you do the extension, there is no flexion in the training or in this phase, the amortization phase. Unless you do the extension, there is no flexion of the knees during this phase. So here you can see, then the final extension, there is a concentric movement only, and raising onto toes, it is concentric. Concentric in the sense the quadriceps plays a major role in explosion, along with the coordinated with your back, ankle, back, knee, ankle opening of joint, your trapezius, your latissimus, everything we have discussed in previous this thing, which are the muscle working in the various phases. Then when you are going for the squat under, you can see that there is an eccentric movement of and concentric movement. As this, it seems we can see still you can see that the quadriceps for the explosive sitting, you have to contract maximally the hamstring. Explosive sitting by the mean explosive, because we have gained the height. Unless you go the squat under very fast, it is not possible you to receive the weight perfectly, and the technique is the perfection for that. So here see, your quadriceps is doing eccentric, your hamstring is doing the concentric movement. Then again you are go sitting fully receiving doing this thing. At the last you can see the static. When you have received the weight in clean, you see that it is fully static in the sense, as we discussed earlier also, in squat position, you contract all the muscle and every part of the muscle in your body is working, and the load is your load, what you receive is distributed among them in order to neutralize the weight which we receive. The force, neutralize the force of the bar which is downing, which is falling onto you. In order to neutralize that one, you have to concentric movement or static movement should be in your static movement. It should be in the every part, as your quadriceps, hamstring, your lower back, you have to concentrate. Then the extension of when you are getting up, it is clearly it is a concentric of the quadriceps. Then you are standing to a position, the fixation, you are placing the legs parallel to the position of the foot there. So you can see here that it is the concentric. So some muscle is a holding, some muscle is the isometric work they are carried out. Then we come across, this is a major thing we need to understand. You can see the different phases of snatch, and upside you can see the phases phase 1, phase 2, this is the recovery phase, and this is the transition phase, and this is the drop phase. Drop phase in the sense squat under, you are going for the squat under. So how much force a person can create during, because this is where the technical perfection, we can see that the person, him or her, is very technically sound, because at the right place we have to create the maximum force, and we have to create the maximum velocity to the bar, and the height to the bar, and velocity to the bar. Then only we can perform the weight, or we can do success in our competitions. So here you can see the starting position. He is creating the 1000, near about 1000 Newton. But this also peculiarity is there. How we can say that the force which is able to create, it depends on the mass and acceleration. The study states that the heavier the lifter you go, the acceleration will be very much less. And the lower the lifter, because of the mass, the force is equal to mass into acceleration. In order to create the maximum force, either you have to increase the mass or increase the acceleration. But it is not possible to increase the mass for 55 kg category person. So you will increase the acceleration where you can give. So it is in the power position to explosive way, where he is creating the maximum acceleration. As you can see here in the slide, you can see a person is doing, he may be of 81 kg category or 73 kg, any category you can take. You can see in the breaking the inertia, he is applying some 1000 newtons of force. Then it comes down during the transition phase. The transition phase is amortization phase. You can see here you can see here maximum extension to maximum flexion. You can see the knee angle also. You can see maximum flexion to maximum extension to maximum flexion. You can see here the transition phase is there, where the velocity also decreases a little during this thing, velocity of the bar. You can see the force, it also goes down. So it is where they give some rest to the, when we see here V1, we can see the maximum extension of your leg in the knee joint. You can see the maximum weight is concentrated, as we see in the last class. The maximum weight during this phase is purely concentrated on your upper and your lower back. The muscle acting on this part, leg, it is absence, though it is holding. So the major part will be here only. So it is somewhat, it is doing the straight, it is then your knee angle is maximum extended. Then during the flexion, you can see this is the eccentric work. Here it is rested, and here the eccentric work, it goes down to eccentric. Then you try to maximum contract the quadriceps, and you create the maximum force of it. So it is about the 1500 Newton. And along with that, you can see you are giving some force, creating the force, and giving some velocity to the barbell, gaining the velocity. You can see here, it is the maximum at this stage. And then gaining the velocity in order to go for the squat under. This is the drop phase. So this phase you have to understand during which phase, because this is the 1000 Newton and this 1500. If the person, say example, if the person is giving some 1500 Newton at the starting, and he is giving 1000 Newton of force, creating a 1000 Newton of force in his explosion, that means he is not sound in technique. So this is where how we apply these biomechanics applications. We can see that how the lifter technique is perfection, because acceleration also play a major role. There is difference between acceleration and velocity. How velocity is the speed in a given direction. Acceleration is change in rate of velocity. The unit also differs. Velocity is meter by second and acceleration is meter by second square. So these changes, when we see and technical perfection also is based on the acceleration only, how we create the acceleration, where this is a stage. You can see the velocity here, it is increasing, here down, then you are gaining to the bar, the maximum height you see here in this phase, the maximum height you are gaining, and your velocity is the maximum at this phase. Then you are going down at the descent for the squat under, for the receiving the weight. You can see it is slowly goes down, and during the receiving also the force is also down. We have to neutralize this weight during this phase. So it differs, purely differs of the depends on the lifter to lifter, how he is executing the lift during various phases of snatch or clean or jerk. So this thing you can see, we have to apply this thing directly. We can see as in Bangalore also, there is a force platform. You can try that also with the, but we are not the specialist or expert in that. We can go directly to the biomechanist specialist expert. We can tell them, you please just take this graphs and all, do the testing, biomechanical testing, to know how much he is doing, whether his perfection of the technique is not there or not. So this is the usage of energy. Energy is also, you can see that in the transition phase, it's a part by part only. It is not that once you contract your quadriceps in the starting position means it will be in the contraction stage till the explosion. No, it is not so. So there is some phase in the snatch and clean. It is being rested for seconds only. It is not that you are because it takes hardly 1.6 to 2 minutes, 2 seconds for perform a snatch. 1.6 to 2 seconds for a snatch, perform a snatch. It depends on the lifter also. When the Chinese also do, where they are expert in creating the force and completing the snatch within very less time. The seconds will be decreasing. So they are trying to do this, because you do faster movement in the snatch, the weight will be very much easier and you can perform the snatch very much easy. So when there is a dynamic muscle work in lifting a movement with a specific sequence, as we see in the kinematic chain, the sequence has to be maintained. And motive elements, Mr. Oribe has stated in motive elements also, the sequence what we have to follow. The sequence of kinematic chain connection to the ensure the continuous increase of the barbell velocity expect in the transition phase. As we see in the early slide, there is a transition phase, the velocity is little bit decreased with along with the force. The lifted transverse, the time, magnitude, time, it determines the characteristic of the barbell path and its time characteristic. So how much time it will take in the each phases. Then dynamic movement depends on the lifter's quality, which stimulated by the central nervous system. So as we saw in the motor in neurons, how the motor units are activated, the signal sense, you can refer Mr. Warab, Tudor Bumpa book, the training methods and gradation of strength and everything. In these books, he has mentioned regarding how this central nervous system is activated, where the intramuscular and intramuscular work is being carried out. So these are the main reason why acceleration of the movement of the bar is considered as the perfection of the lifter's technical skills. So this phase by phase, the sequence what you do, where the, as you see here, where how much force you create in the starting position and breaking the inertia and your explosion way. So this sequence determines your velocity and acceleration determines your technique, the perfection. This you do, you can easily perform this technique. Then we can see as the practical responsibility of as a coach, we have to see that need to understand the structure of the lifter. So the peculiarities, you can see the lifter to lifter will change. The mobility may change, the flexibility in joints may change, his force production capacity may be different, and usage of muscle may be different. So we have to understand the structure of lifter, learn the technique, and we have to structure the training process in such a way that he is increasing the speed, he is gaining the height, he is going the squat under very fast. So we have to apply. So checking and controlling applied physical conditioning and technique development methods. So we have to apply these methods, technique development method. We do it with semi-classical lift, hangs, from blocks, drop snatch. So each exercises is performed in order to develop the various factors of technique. So progressively develop the most effective personal techniques, which prerequisite to develop a physical conditioning and personal performance. So in this, the progressively develop of effective personal technique through this means physical conditioning, we do explosive exercises. So we directly cannot make them developing the explosive effort of the person with weights. So we do it with the physical conditioning like explosive exercises, jumping with hurdles, stairs, with own body weight, or depth jump. We can increase the muscular contraction with the own body weight also, muscular contraction of the lifter, which will develop the lifter's performance. The quality of technique depends on the level of physical conditioning. Yes, physical conditioning, as we say, flexibility. You can say if you are more flexible, the strength parameters is going to affect. If you are more strength, you will gain more strength. The flexibility parameters is affected. So if flexibility is reduced, it will lead to the injury. So you have to see for the technique, the physical conditioning work is very much important. Apply relevant weight to the current coordinative ability. So in order to develop the coordinative ability of your during the lift of your various upper body, lower body, your limbs right and left, so these things we have to do in the training process. Then apply the relevant assistant exercise as we discussed, which its movement structure similar to the identical to the classical exercise. So this apply of assistant exercise is a semi-classical exercise, you can say, and your assistant exercise, you can say semi-classical, we can differ like power snatch, power clean, push jerk, like this. Assistant exercise, you can say the press exercises, which we develop the muscle in the movement in the similar direction. Where we do push press, it is a similar direction of the jerk. We do push snatch, it is similar direction of the snatch, though it is in the pushing movement, but you also learn how to receive the weight. You are pushing the weight upward and you go lower your hip and you receive the weight. So in order to receive the descent, that is also major factor in the snatch. You have to descend fast and you will receive. You can do drop snatch in order to increase the squat and the speed. Then you can see harmonious development of physical state of the different muscle group, both agonist and antagonist. The same time, we have to develop the physical state of agonist and antagonist. As we say, triceps and biceps. So your quadriceps and hamstring. If you are training for quadriceps, then you have to train for your hamstring group of muscle also. Then only the symmetry will be maintained in that muscle group. Then you can see it helps in the preventing the injuries. We can minimize the injuries through, as we can see, the if the symmetry is not there, left and right leg, you can say left and right leg is the symmetry is not there. The right one part, if the more strength is in right leg, then less in the left leg. Then also in receiving, also in explosion, also everywhere you can see that the only the right will be more activated. So it may, because of the weight bearing of the right leg, it will definitely affect your performance. Then here some video I like to share how the biomechanical this thing is being carried out in other countries, which help them to increase the performance of the lifter. This is the link from the YouTube. You can see. Yes, you can see. Yes. Yes, if any questions is there, you can see as we see this video, as we have seen this video, we can see that how they are applying this cutting edge technology for improving the performance of the weightlifter and reducing the injuries and everything. So here, yes, here we can see that they are using some cutting edge technology in order to increase the performance, reduces the injury of the lifter, and such a way. So we can just take it a guidelines and we can see that how they are doing. So this is the one of the few methods how they are applying here. So I will just unmute, which is required. You may please unmute yourself and you may ask the question. 1 second. Yes, I have just allowed the participant to unmute themselves, and you please you can ask the question. Okay. Actually, there is some net problem here. So now it is visible. Now it is visible, sir. Harnam, sir, it is visible, sir.
Only the next class is visible now. It's visible. Look, no problem.
Visible, no, sir. Okay, sir. If anyone please raise the question regarding this class. You can unmute yourself and.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Good morning, sir. नवीन है.
Morning, sir.
सर बहुत अच्छा लेसन था सर आपका. बहुत
अच्छा. Okay.
बिल्कुल सर आपने अच्छे से डिस्क्राइब किया न्यूटन लॉज, लीवर एक्शन, काइनेमेटिक्स चेन, बारबेल. सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है. क्वेश्चन ये है. I want to know about the velocity during the transition phase.
Yes.
What is the appropriate velocity कितनी होनी चाहिए?
The value actually we are not gone the value. Value, if you request, we can give the values also, the speed and velocity, how much it can be. Because here we are just shown this thing in this slide. It is just to understand. It is meter by second where it is given. You are asking in the transition phase. It is about the one value. You can see one. It is here.
आपने रिसीविंग हाइट बताई स्नैच की कितनी अच्छी होगी, क्लीन के लिए कितना अच्छा होगा. वेलोसिटी उसको उस हाइट को अचीव करने के वेलोसिटी कितनी होनी चाहिए?
It is what I am telling you. Yes, you are correct. Here you have to create a value. If you want the value, we can discuss it in class, next classes. Hello, is it clear? If you want value, we can discuss it in other class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Hello.
Yes. If we are getting 4,500
yes,
transition, accuracy can take same.
So say you have not increased, you have to create one of that one. If it is equal to and getting correct, if it is mass and body weight category, it will be more that motivated in you are wasting like use some energy. Your main part is to exploring explosive phase. Actually, you are creating in not sound. Is this clear? Okay.
Yes.
Sir.
I'll just speak the
okay,
sir. It was very educative session given by Mr. Pandian, and he tried to elaborate all the angles in technique and what are the speed and the force of we are applying the force and different parts. So all things will be depending upon lifter to lifter. There are the variations for everyone. So how much lifter strength, the velocity will also vary like that. If we go to the force platform, we can see that for each and every lifter there shall be a variation, slight variations in the angles and slight variations in the forces too. So we cannot compare each lifter with everyone that he is giving this much force and other one also giving same force. So I think आप लोग सभी ने फोर्स प्लेटफॉर्म पटियाला में भी है जहाँ पे आप लोगों ने एनएस किया है, अभी वो सर्विसेबल है नहीं है मुझे इसका पता नहीं, बट आपने देखा होगा उसको। तो वो एक सिस्टम है हमारे पास इंडिया में। अदरवाइज अगर जनरल हम कोचिंग देखते हैं तो हम आंखों से ही देखते हैं कितनी स्पीड से कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है, हम उसका कभी भी वेलोसिटी और हमको भी वो लिफ्टर ओलंपिक में भी खेल लेते हैं लेकिन हमको उसका स्पीड पता भी नहीं चलता है। तो ये थोड़ा एडवांस स्टेज में है। वी रिक्वेस्ट एवरीवन जहाँ पे आप लोग पोजीशन हो, अगर वहाँ पे फैसिलिटीज हैं आप इन चीजों को ऑपरेट कीजिए तो सो दैट आपको थोड़ा बहुत इसके बारे में पता चलेगा एंड आप ये नॉलेज कभी भी अगले टाइम में कभी भी पोर्टल पे शेयर कर सकेंगे। और हमारे जो स्पीकर्स हैं मोस्टली एनएस पटियाला से हैं, आपने देखा है ऑल द 3 कोचेस इन टीचिंग दे आर डिप्लॉयड देयर, सो दे आर ट्राइंग टू गिव बेस्ट कलेक्शंस फ्रॉम देयर स्टडीज एंड एक्सप्लेनिंग इट वेरी वेल। सो आई अगेन रिक्वेस्ट, जैसे कल क्लास में एक लड़की ने जो लड़कियों के जो सिस्टम के ऊपर डिस्कशन हुआ था, उन्होंने एक इन्वॉल्वमेंट दिखाया कि उनको जो पता था उन्होंने बोलने की कोशिश की। तो अगर आपको भी किसी भी कोच को इसमें अगर लगता है कि आप और कुछ ऐड ऑन कर सकते हैं तो आप कभी भी यू आर फ्री टू ऐड ऑन। और सीनियर कोचेस अभी पोर्टल पे हैं, हम देख रहे हैं कि बहुत सारे कोचेस हमारे अटैच हैं हमारे पोर्टल के साथ। दे कैन आल्सो स्पीक देयर एडवाइस टू द यंगर कोचेस। सेकेंडली हमने ये देख रहे हैं अभी के जो हमारी स्ट्रेंथ है वो हमने 100 की इस यूम आईडी में लिखी है 100 स्ट्रेंथ, बट वी फाउंड from our sources that the strength has gone very high, so we need a better strength to be joined in this Zoom ID. So we हमने अभी रिक्वेस्ट किया है अपने ईडी सर को कि जो स्ट्रेंथ है हमारी 100 की दी गई थी स्लॉट, हमको 500 की स्लॉट दी जाए ताकि जो कोचेस इसको ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं वो सुटेबली अपने ढंग से उसको ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं। क्योंकि कुछ कोचेस ने हमारे कोचेस के पास कंप्लेंट किया है कि दे नॉट एबल टू ज्वाइन द आईडी बिकॉज द स्ट्रेंथ इज लिमिटेड। तो हम आज तक से हमने रिक्वेस्ट कर दी है ऑलरेडी, तो जो आईटी डिपार्टमेंट है उन तक हमारी रिक्वेस्ट गई है कि ये जो स्ट्रेंथ है इसको इंक्रीज किया जाए। सो आई थिंक टुमारो ऑनवर्ड्स वी विल बी एबल टू इंक्रीज द स्ट्रेंथ। Again at the end I wish you very good health and will stay at your positions and again be prepared for some questions so that you can ask the speaker and clear your doubts on the spot। क्योंकि हमारे जो स्पीकर्स हैं वो बड़ी एक्सपीरियंस्ड हैं, उनको सब पता है, वो पटियाला में आपको पता है टीचिंग डिपार्टमेंट में है, आप सब भी उनके साथ रहते हो, आपने कुछ लोगों ने उनके साथ ट्रेनिंग किया है, उनके साथ में कोचिंग किया होगा। सो एंड सेकंडली वी आर ऑल कोचेस नाउ ऑन दिस पोर्टल। ट्रेनिंग्स बहुत कम होंगे जो हमारे अभी जो स्टूडेंट्स होंगे, अभी जो चल रहा है जो बैच अभी उनको बीच में कट ऑफ किया गया उनका कोर्स, तो वही स्टूडेंट है, बाकी सभी वेल एक्सपीरियंस्ड हैं। जितना हम लोग जानते हैं इतना आप लोग भी उतना ही जानते हो, बट ओनली थिंग इज कि एप्लीकेशन की प्रॉब्लम है, कभी आपको एप्लीकेट करने का मौका नहीं मिला, कुछ लोगों को उसको अप्लाई करने का मौका मिला है। सो अगर थोड़ा सा मतलब गैप है उसके अंदर, कुछ लोगों को जो टीमों के साथ रहे हैं उनको पता रहता है ऐसे मैसेज चलता है कि कोच की ये ड्यूटी होती है, कोच को ऐसे वार्म अप करना है। तो हमारे सब्जेक्ट्स भी सारे उसके रिलेटेड ही हैं, इतने सब्जेक्ट्स हमने चूज किए हैं वो सारे आपको एक रॉ मटेरियल लेके, जैसे मैंने पहले रॉ सिलेक्शन के लिए बात किया था रॉ टैलेंट के लिए, ऐसे एंड तक आप एक एलीट एथलीट तक हम इस टॉपिक को लेके जाएंगे। आप सबको भी बहुत एक्सपीरियंस है इसके बारे में, कुछ सेक्शन में है, कुछ नेशनल कैंप्स हैं और सर्विस कैंप में है, रेलवे कैंप्स है, स्टेट के कैंप्स हैं, देन हम साइक सेंटर्स हैं, एनसीयूएस हैं, एसटीसी हैं, तो सभी लोग वहां पे काम कर रहे हैं। तो प्लीज अपना 10-15 मिनट में हम आईडी को टाइम बढ़ा सकते हैं, ऐसे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं कि हमने 1 घंटे में खत्म करना है इसको। आप अपना एक्सपीरियंस एट एनी लेवल आप शेयर कर सकते हैं, सो दैट
हेलो हन्नम सर, हेलो,
आवाज बंद होगी सर की।
Okay, we'll end the meeting
for sports of India and will be definitely beneficial weightlifting, for which we are here, we are deployed for purpose. Our prime concern is to promote weightlifting. So with this we will the meeting.
Okay, sir.
And tomorrow we'll start at 10 o'clock. Thank you, Pandey.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.